It's a pleasure to interact with you on this topic because among other things, I think I have really enjoyed the experience of doing science with my German counterparts. I joined the Central University of Hyderabad in '77, and in '78 I went as a first Humboldt Fellow from this university. Let me give you a little bit of a perspective of how it all actually became very close to me from the day one. This was Humboldt Fellowship. So our first Vice Chancellor was a chemist, Guru Bakht Singh, and we were all being recruited to start a new university. So obviously, it will be very difficult for a Vice Chancellor to give leave to a new faculty member who has just joined and he wants to go for 2 years for a Humboldt Fellowship. So when I approached him, he said that, okay, I will write to the foundation to break it up, break up your 2 years term in short terms. First 6 months I will give you leave, then I will give you leave for 3 months each, so that you can go on almost every other year. I was very angry with him. I said that this person is not for my career because he is stopping me in the very beginning. But then he wrote to the then Humboldt president, and it was readily agreed. So I said, okay, I will start going for the first 6 months, and then every other year I was going for 3 months each. So essentially, an entire 24 months allowed me to go for 5 years continuously. And when I started to get used to it, I found that that was a blessing in disguise. I started liking the system so much that I could not believe that the Research Foundation system, in particular the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, would be so flexible to academics. This is, I think, very unique experience. I mean, nowhere any other foundation would even wait for your own terms to be accepted. They will say, okay, if you are not there, there are others, they will go. But in this case, it was done. So, and this is my first point, that the system of research is extremely flexible, and it is very, very individualistic. You can actually, at the research level, do the research work that you actually want to do. Right? It is your project that you work on, and that is encouraged. That is very important for academics who actually go with their original ideas and want to pursue that. And all support is given. All support is given. The second immediate thing that I noticed, now I'm talking about '77, 78, when I started to experience with this system of doing research in an advanced country, that the day you enter the lab, you become part of an international research group. The day one makes you the international researchers by definition. I will tell you how it happened with me. There were 2 other senior scientists at that time. I was a young Humboldt Fellow. The 2 other senior scientists, one from United States and another from Canada. And I was able to immediately form a group and collaborate and publish together during my first 6 months of stay. So this was something which I think was outstanding experience. It was thrilling experience. Imagine somebody going from an Indian system to immediately into a internationally very active on top in the thrust area. And these people are very senior. I mean, you have read their books and learned the subject. Now you are working with them. Then you are writing your papers together and so on. So this is a thrilling experience. So this is the second point I would like to make. And then the third point that I have to, and I'll close here, is that any point in time of your life that you go to do research in Germany has to consider 3 spaces in general around you when you go to a new space altogether. Let's say Germany in this case, which we are discussing. So there is this outer space. What do I mean by that? See, you have to travel. You have to go from one place to another, from where you live to where you work, or any other place where you want to go. Tell you, walking is a pleasure. On bicycle is a pleasure. On their bus system is an outstanding experience. It is so efficient that you don't have to even think of owning a car. This is not possible in any North American system. Then you have other facilities, the trains. If you have gotten into one of their trains, I tell you, you will always imagine in your experience of life. Now I'm talking about, let's say, the fast trains, the ICE and things like that. So this is one transport aspect of the outer space. Then you have healthcare. As a researcher, as a student doing any degree, the kind of healthcare that you get and the amount that you have to spend for that, I tell you, it is almost free to get the best healthcare that is possible in the world. Okay, this second. Then what is next for us as we begin our career in the research is food. Okay, every university mensa where you go to a general canteen, it's a pleasure. At the time that I went in 77, vegetarian food was not so readily available. I have been going there for last 30 years, almost continuously every year. And today, almost every university mensa, where you have a mess, a common mess, you have by law vegetarian food available. This is something which is like how inclusive they are trying to be, so that they have changed a lot to accommodate as many people coming from various parts of the world to do science there. And this, I can go on and on, which I will take questions later on if you have, in the outer space. Then you have a workspace. The workspace is so organized that once you are there, you oscillate in the rhythm of the international scale where you produce the work which will actually give you satisfaction all throughout your life. This is the kind of workspace that they have. Everything is organized. You go to a level 3 where your lab is, go outside, there is a coffee table, there is a place where you can eat, there is a place where the latest journals are available in your field. With every day, new journals are available there outside in the lobby. And of course, you go into your lab and you do your work as long as you want. You are given a key. I have been experiencing under Helmholtz to German Cancer Center, which is called DKFZ, then as a Humboldt Fellow to several places, as a DAD professor, international professor, also to a technical university. You are given a key to the library, to every building, and you feel as if you have an ownership of the whole facility, which is something that you will always be longing for if you want to do research. Okay? So this is about the workspace. Then of course there is this inner space, and I will conclude here, coming about these 3 points. Any point of time of life that you go to do anything to do with academics in Germany, the inner space is something that you will always have to live with. And by what do I mean by that? You will see that every day you are learning something. And this is a boom for anybody who wants to take up academic career in life. We as teachers or students, every day we need to learn something new. And if you can continue this for all of your life, what better thing than that you will ever actually ask for. So this is the inner space which gives you tremendous strength and satisfaction to actually propel yourself. And I have thoroughly enjoyed my my association, and I continue to do that. And that is why I'm saying that although my friend Mishra ji has pointed out that, and which is very true, that once you go into any German system, you are signing a lifetime contract. But the point that I want to make is that you also want to do it. It's not just a one way, it is both ways. Okay? There are many other countries which have offered me the same thing. But I have been always preferring Germany. So thank you.